Hi, welcome back to Conarchy's Money Corner, my YouTube channel teaching you how to handle your money decisions financially and not emotionally. In my previous Conarchy's Money Corner, I shared with you how much you should be contributing to your retirement savings plan at work. If you haven't seen that video, be sure to go back and check it out. Well, in that video, I promised you I would explain the differences between a traditional retirement plan and a Roth retirement plan. And most importantly, answer the question, which one should you choose? So let me start first by explaining the differences between the two choices. First, with the traditional retirement plan, all the money you contribute is not taxed now. That means every dollar you contribute into the traditional retirement plan reduces your taxable income on your W-2 by that dollar. Your contributions will go into the fund. It will compound tax-free along the way. And then only when you withdraw that money will it be taxed. It will be considered income at the time of withdrawal, and you will pay income taxes on those withdrawals. Now, with the Roth retirement plan, all the money you contribute is taxed now. So every dollar you contribute into the Roth retirement plan is taxed on your W-2. Your contributions will also grow and compound tax-free along the way, just like the traditional plan. But now when you go to withdraw the money, it will not be taxed because you had already paid the income taxes on those initial contributions you made up front. Therefore, many people think that a Roth is better because of the promise of not being taxed on that money when you go to withdraw the money out down the road. But we have to remember the only reason you're not paying taxes on the withdrawals is because you paid them already up front on those initial contributions that you made. So let's walk through an example here. On the traditional, if you put $1 in, it is not taxed, so that it is truly $1. And let's just say that that doubles over the time of your career, and when you go to withdraw that money, it's now worth $2. But you now have to pay federal income taxes on that withdrawal. The most common federal income tax bracket we see is 22% federal income tax. So paying 22% on that $2 is 44 cents, having you net $1.56 after the federal income taxes were taken out. Now on the Roth, you put in the dollar, but it is taxed, assuming that 22% federal tax income again, then you're only left with 78 cents. So now, see that 78 cents doubles during your career, and when you go to take that money out now at the time of withdrawal, it's worth $1.56. You don't pay any money on that, tax money on that, so it is the $1.56. But did you notice that both examples, the number net after taxes is $1.56? So the big takeaway here is choosing a Roth over a traditional doesn't increase your wealth. So I'm imagining you're asking, well, if both are the same, which one should I choose? Well, that's a great question. If you are going to get a 22% higher tax deduction today, then take the guaranteed tax break now versus the promise of a tax break down the road. You see, you go with a Roth, you have to have faith that Congress will keep the tax break on Roths in place when you withdraw the money in the future. And that is what I don't have faith in. You see, Congress changes every 2 years and the White House changes every 4 years. I don't have faith in them to still keep their promise down the road. If I'm going to start withdrawing my money 16 years now, that's 8 Congresses and potentially 4 presidents, and who knows what the rules are going to be then. Now, you also may argue that same logic in saying federal income taxes may be higher in 16 years, therefore the argument to choose the Roth and pay lower taxes now. But that is speculation, and in fact, do you realize top marginal tax rates today in December 2022 are cheaper than they were from 1930 to the mid-1980s? So that age-old adage of tax rates always go up isn't always true. So I recommend taking the guaranteed tax deduction today versus the promise of a tax deduction down the road, especially when that promise comes from Washington. Now note in all of this, I'm assuming a 22% federal income tax bracket that you're in here. For single tax filers, that income is between $45,000 and $95,000. And for married tax filers, the income is between $89,000 and $191,000. And the reason I do this is the most common tax bracket that we see. Now, if you're making less than those amounts, your tax bracket falls from 22% down to 12% and could fall as low as 10%. It's just a huge drop off underneath there. Now, at that level, the Roth does become very interesting and attractive because the tax rate is so low now. And the income tax break that you would be getting from a traditional has been reduced by so much. So this is where Roth starts to look advantageous. But again, this is not the norm and doesn't apply to most. But in a situation or in a year where your income is low and you're in a 12 or 10% tax bracket, then that would be where the Roth could be the better of the two options. Now, also remember that income above those amounts that I mentioned earlier, the $95,000 for a single filer or $191,000 for a married filer, then the tax brackets start to grow, and they get up to tax brackets of 24, 32, 35, and 37 as you move up higher in income. And therefore, the more advantageous the traditional plan becomes. So in general here, if you are in a federal income tax bracket of 22% or higher, single making $45,000 or more, married making $89,000 or more, then choose the traditional retirement plan and get your guaranteed tax deduction today versus the promise of a tax break down the road. Again, knowing that that promise is coming from Washington and can always be taken away. And remember that choosing a Roth plan over a traditional plan does not increase wealth. As we showed you, that net numbers were the same. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. And I'm happy to help walk you through your specific situation on it. Just let me know and I'd be happy to do so. Don't forget to subscribe to Conarchy's Money Corner and like my videos. And next time, I'm going to talk to you again on a money matter that's going to be important to you on Conarchy's Money Corner. Take care.